the meats and stuff with them. So.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. And today we got an exciting guest. She's from the 757. She's a recording artist and a much more than that. We're going to be talking to the one and only. Let me make sure I say her name right, because I ain't good with names. I just tell people, don't ask me to say your name. But her name is ALBERTINA. DANCY. I hope I said it right, but she, I see her shaking her head. She's back there in the background. I'm just trying to get her a little introduction before I bring her on, because if I said it wrong, she'll laugh about it, but then when she get on, she'll talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest for the day. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you well. I am doing well. How are you, Captain85?
I'm doing great. I'm marvelous. I'm feeling like Stevie Wonder right about now.
All right.
I'm signed, sealed, delivered, and I'm yours for the next 30 minutes.
All right, so, now.
I'm glad you was able to come on. I ran across, on Facebook because I'm always looking for the best of the 757. That's why the show is titled that, and with what I do with the talk show, my radio station, WBDM, is to try to enhance and uplift our artists, our recording artists, our visual artists, everybody that's doing something positive. We need the platform, and that's why I do what I do. And I ran across your song, and I just say, hey, I gotta check her out, gotta give her a call, because I don't really have artists send me their music. I know you send it to me and stuff. I don't take what you call music like that way.
Mm-hmm.
I buy it.
Awesome.
What's the purpose of me saying I'm going to help you? Help you promote your brand if I can't afford to buy your music. That right there came out last night, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Okay, then. So now you didn't send me that.
Thank you so much.
I don't know how many you already got sold, but we hope today, after the day, people will support this brand and support your music. And I will be playing it at 6:00. So, you made me wait, when you send it, I would have played it, but, just to tease them. But what I try to do, every song that I play on my radio station, I personally purchase it. I don't let nobody give me a song, especially if you're local. Even the national music that you hear me play on my radio station, I personally purchase it. Because one, I'm not committed to whether or not I play it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing because I know that you have a gift God has given you, and people need to recognize that you done spent money, that you done spent time writing, being inspired by the Spirit that leads you and directs your footsteps. They need to pay for that. We talk about the white man all the time. Okay, I'm not racist. I got white people in my family, and my great grandmother married a white man because she's a full-blooded Cherokee. So when people don't know, we all got some white people somewhere along the way. Because when I go to family reunions, I got white people there. And I'm like, who is that? Oh, that's one of your cousins. Okay, I ain't know that. I'm from North Carolina. If you're from North Carolina, everybody got somebody white in their family. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't the white man that's keeping us down. It's us that's keeping us down. Because we won't always support the people that look like us, but most of all, we won't support the people in our community and in our neighborhood.
That is so true.
We only support people like us is when other people in other states and cities supporting them. Now you want to jump on their bandwagon.
Absolutely. You're preaching. Mm-hmm.
And what they don't realize, music started here in Virginia.
Yeah.
Historically, it started here in Virginia. I don't care who you support. I support everybody. I know people, I got friends in low places and high places.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to neglect my local people that look like me and in my community,
Yeah.
you know. And I'll listen to your music and I'll critique it and I'll tell you what I think, what might be wrong. I'm not a professional. I just know what my spirit leads me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. And I get in an argument. That's why I don't take music from people, is because they get an attitude when I'm saying you shouldn't be, that's not your gyro, or you don't need to be, why we got to always do something negative.
Yeah.
A lot of them get mad with me. Like, oh, and they curse me out too. I'll just tell them like this. I ain't got no problem with, I'm just telling you because I've been doing this a long time. I'm not a recording artist. I don't produce anything. I just produce these shows that you see I do. But my spirit told me to tell you that you're on the wrong path. And then the ones that listen, then they change.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So the people I play on this show are getting recognition by me being played on this show. Some of it changed their style of music. I mean, you can sing R&B, pop, rock, don't matter, even if you sing gospel. But why we got to put the B word in there?
Absolutely.
Why we got to put the negative words in there?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to affect and resonate that when young people hear it, this is why we got the gun violence.
Yes.
And this is why P. Diddy in trouble today.
Mm-hmm.
Not by what he done. They already, it ain't no rocket science is what he been doing.
That's right.
That's what they do in Hollywood. That's why they call it Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But what P. Diddy shouldn't have done when he was on the Billboard Awards, when he hosted a year or two ago, he made this statement when he came out on the platform. He said, baby, I'm back. P. Diddy is back. The love man is back.
Mm-hmm.
And, I like making love to music. I love it. I'm changing. I'm tired of hearing all this gangster rap, all this negative content being played. I'm going to change it to, I'm bringing back R&B. I got to have those love songs. And then he said this. That's why I call my show Frequency Distribution. He said, I'm changing the frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And when he did that, that was the coffin. That was the nail in his coffin.
Yeah.
Because you're affecting the industry, because most of the artists they sign are singing gangsters, shooting and killing. We have never in the history had Black people killing and doing the things the way they do. That's why I play music and I play gospel music, and I'm brought up in the church, but I still know R&B and pop. I done helped a lot of artists along the way since I've been in radio, and not just my podcast radio. But when I was on radio, I was the first one that played Kurt Franklin. First person to play Kurt Franklin music. I played a lot of artists, even locally, and some of them not here today. But what I'm trying to say is, we have to come together and change the narrative of the negativeness.
Absolutely.
And that's why I wanted to bring you on the show. I love your music. I want you to, tell the people a little bit about you, because I get to run in my mouth. But I wanted people to understand is the purpose of what we have to do to change our future generation, because it's all about them.
It really is.
And if you can, I'm pretty. I think you are you a minister as well?
Yes, I am.
So go ahead, and I'm gonna give you the platform, and you can talk until you get tired. I just want to get my little bit out there to kind of set the stage of our conversation and what you got going on. And I know that you're dealing with the October is liver cancer awareness month. So, yes. But most of all, tell us a little bit about your background. Then we're gonna play a little snippet of your music, and so the people can hear a little bit, just a segment, but then they got to go buy it.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Captain85, for inviting me on your show. Um, I really appreciate that because as an artist, you cannot become anything sociable. Nationwide, locally, without angels like you.
Right.
And so I thank you again just for the opportunity. Not just that, but just the platform that you just spoke on, which is our community and our local artists. Just the love for each other to have because our area is advanced with a lot of talent. However, we separate ourselves and we get into groups and we don't support each other. And therefore, we don't get as a collective set of people the opportunity to all win. And so, thank you for building that platform for artists. But thank you for being honest, even in your statement about this topic. I mean, and it goes locally to nationally. That if you're not a part of a clique and you're not a part of this, then you can't be a part of that. But it all goes around to your music and how you respect yourself as an artist and how you respect others and how you want to portray who you are to the world. So I'll just start off just by saying, born and raised in Chesapeake, Virginia. Been singing all my life. Been singing since I was knee high to a weed.
Right.
um, uh, Pretty much raised in the church all my life. My father was a minister in the Baptist church. Shout out to my current church, which was back in the day my home childhood church, First Baptist Compostela. Current pastor now is Reverend Dr. Tyrone Jackson, and I am a licensed minister as of October 27th. I'll be receiving my ministerial license.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but I had to go through a trial and tribulation of my own, not because it was put in front of me, but because I put it in front of my own self. And that goes back to this. We are taught when we're raised, especially homegrown in the church, we're raised a certain way. However, we make a decision to venture out. So I had opportunity to be out there in the R&B world, had the opportunity to sing with a lot of national artists background, many artists. And I had a taste of the world, so I do understand when you say what you said about P Diddy. You get caught up in that fame, you get caught up in that light, and then because that world is already set, because that's what's selling, that's what you do. But then when the chip falls and you're back on your face, it's like, hey. The odds is against you. And so I say all that to say this about me as a person. I'm glad I had a taste of the secular world. But then, I'm glad that I'm back at my home root, which was gospel. And
Right.
this allows me the opportunity to share my testimony. It also allows me the opportunity to try to build a community of not just myself, but of other artists that just have it hard to get out there. They want to get out there, but they don't know the steps. They don't have the confidence because the community have downed us so much that they're scared or they're afraid to ask someone up here, can you help me? So I want to build that platform, and that is why I have a launch called Music Heal 757. And
Oh,
even
okay.
though it actually came from me going through liver cancer and really singing during the time frame of me going through that battle, the purpose of Music Heal 757 is to support other local artists in the area that want to get out there, support them, be a coach to them. And so with this project right here called the Rebirth Experience Project, live recording. This one single entitled He Touched Me has a featured artist on here that has been in the Hampton Roads area before I was born. I put it that way. Rhea Cuffy Jones have been around for a long time. She's a powerful singer, and therein she has sung for funerals. She has sung for churches. She has sung everywhere, been in plays. But the thing is, I featured her because I want people, and not just in our area, but around the world, to hear her and see this is the love that we should support each other on. It's not about Albertina, but it's about the collective love of an artistship that we have for one another. And so with this project and this particular single He Touches Me, my goal is that it will reach and reach people. My goal is that people will download it, and they'll share it. I am a traditional artist. I built my own platform of being a traditional artist where others may be contemporary and following the trade of what is popular now. I chose to be a little different for my age of 42, to be just your old school churchy hymnal traditional singer. And so I want to bring that back to the community. I want to bring back that old school church where you combine a variety of styles together for one. And so that's a little bit about me in this project.
Yes, I mean, with what you're speaking on, that old tradition. I mean, like, I've been in my church ever since I was born. In Portugal Fourth Baptist Church. It was started by S.L. Scott Sr., then it passed on to his son Junior. And after he passed away, we got Reverend Charles Beeman, who is now the pastor of Fourth Baptist Church. And I remember when I was young, the choirs used to, they used to come out march around. And I mean, just the energy of seeing them stepping, we don't do that no more.
No.
We just pass the plate and let everybody sit in there where they at and just get the bag. I'm like, okay, no energy. And then you sing too long. Oh, well, we got to, I got to start preaching, and I'm going to preach for 10, 15 minutes, and because I got to get home to see the football game.
Yeah.
Now the NFL, the NBA, they done took over the pulpit.
Yeah, true.
What? Why are we talking about this in church? Let's come on at 2 or 3 o'clock. So when we look at what is tradition, and with everything that's going on in our community, because it's in our community, where gun violence is prevalent. It's there every day. It didn't just start yesterday. It didn't start last year. Gun violence in our community started back in the early 80s. Because I've been working in prevention and working with young people in all the 7 cities. I'm known in all 757 because I used to do teen dances with Soul Ranger or Frankie Stewart or the Soul Ranger on WRAP, when I wasn't, in working in the nightclub, and I would, help him out, with different areas. But, I studied and watched everything. That's what I do. I watch everything. I don't have time to talk and ask a bunch of questions. I can watch and get the answers I need. Then I come back and ask questions. But the thing is, our young people are violent because why is it that if you allow your child to listen to any type of music, it's your house. You can say, okay, I'm not having that B and N words and all that music in here. I don't want to hear it. And if you listen to the clean narrative, you're going to have to buy 1 or 2 gospel songs for you to listen to.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my kids. You're not playing none of that N-word, B-word stuff. And in my house, I play gospel anyway, and stuff. So I allowed them to make their choices, but we're not having the negative stuff.
Yeah.
And as they got older, they would say, "Hey, Dad, I know you told me that, but I still snuck out and got the CD. This person had to have it." But all my sons are now grown, got their own kids. Their kids are, in college, and some are still, my grandkids are still young, but they listen to the music that I listen to.
Hmm.
They listen to gospel, they listen to rock and roll, and listen to all the genres of music. But what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say is this, you know, the reason why I try to bring new artists, because it's a new generation.
true.
So your words, I mean, the songs I used to sing, they're like, that's too old for me. That Mahalia Jackson, the Five Blind Boys, I can't kick it. you know, so you got to introduce them to artists like you. Why? Because you a couple of generations behind them,
Yeah,
but you're still focused on what's in front of them,
exactly.
and and they'll resonate with what your music says and what it does. And I just want the name of the song that you got on here. He touched me. How did you come up with that song or title or?
So, in preparing this live recording, my idea was to bring back, like you just said, the old school hymns, songs back in the day that,
Mhm.
grandma used to sing around the house and stuff like that. And
Right.
I really wanted to put a modern, churchy feel to it.
Mhm.
So with that arrangement with Reverend Brandon Prelude and Victor Parker, who is
Uh-huh.
the producer, um, the three of us came up with this unique style of singing it.
Okay.
Even though that this original hymn was written by Bill Gaither,
Mhm.
the words itself, when you really think about the words and hear the words, they mean a lot. It tells a story. It's empowering to hear that, because when you're going through a life storm, um, the words, he touched me, I'm
Mhm.
shackled, I'm bound down, but hey, I know if I believe in you, you will release me for those shackles because you touched me. And so
Mhm.
that was the purpose of that song, He Touched Me, because at that moment I was bound down in shackles. And
Oh.
so, the title of that project as a whole, the live recording was called Rebirth Project. And rebirth meant that one day, whatever was being birthed out would
Mhm.
be birthed through someone else as a rebirth experience.
Mhm.
And so, like, look at me today. I'm cancer free
Okay.
because he touched me. And so it's just ironically that doing it 1 year later in a celebration to release this song, that pretty much like the title says, it was a rebirth experience,
Mhm.
and it can be a witness that God can touch you if you just believe and trust in Him. So that was the purpose of choosing that song.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna play a little snippet of it because Facebook and them, they'll try to block me. And I just play a little snippet because so people can hear just a touch of it, so they can go out and start buying it and purchasing it today. Well, because
Yes.
I'll be playing it at in the 4 o'clock hour. So the full version. But I just want to, what's the name of it again? I'm gonna let you introduce it.
Yes, it's called He Touched Me by Albertina Dancy and the Catherine Dancy Norfolk District Choir featuring Rhea Jones Cuffey.
Okay. That's my limit. I don't want to get in trouble with Facebook, and I'll be blocked next week.
No, we don't need that.
Yeah, but that's that old traditional gospel sound. I heard the
Yes.
tambourine back there. That's my instrument.
Oh man. Oh man. Listen, that's what I grew up on. That old school style. Yes.
Yeah. And it's important that, when you say, it was written by somebody or recorded by someone else, but that's our ancestors. You're keeping their memories alive.
Exactly.
So when we record and we come up with new things to do, but we have to let our generation know that I didn't invent it, but I'm going to continue till I get in my lane. Once I get in my lane, then you will see the full effect of what history has taught us.
That's correct.
Because it's in our DNA.
Yes,
And,
it is.
and that's what I'm saying is what we used to do is in church, we'd be marching, the choir's marching around. Then they got the choir standing, they jamming.
Yes.
But today it's like, okay, I tell you, well, I ain't gonna get into it because I'm on live and then I might get banned from church. If you miss, and I stay in Virginia Beach, if I don't get there a certain time,
you didn't miss the music.
No, I didn't miss church.
Absolutely.
Hey, I ain't missed the choir, I missed church.
Yeah.
Get in there. We're now going to take up a collection, and after that, we're going to dismiss. Wait a minute, what time is it? I'm home at 10:15.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's quarter after. It's quarter after 11.
But you're telling the truth, though.
Yeah, we had a church before 12.
Yeah.
What was sense of me coming? I can just watch on television. I ain't burning up that kind of gas.
Yeah. But that's what COVID has done. The pandemic has allowed the relaxation of, the community to just enjoy watching it, and you can do what you want to do,
right?
And you not be focused. You can wash your dishes and cook and lay in your bed.
Right.
You don't have to assemble with the saints. You can just watch it right here. So now it's making it harder for the churches that want to bring the saints back into the fold to allow them to come back in, because they have gotten laxed so much because of this. But to be honest with you, COVID has always been there. It has always been issues with colds and flus this whole entire time, but they made it a big issue. The world has made it a big issue. And so now the excuse is we want to stay in our social distance.
Right.
So now which is now distance.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of stayed my distance too, because I was in the hospital for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And I almost died, but God saw different.
I
didn't find out until my wife came when they was transferring me to a rehab. And my wife said, the doctor didn't tell you. I said, tell me what? He said, when you first came into the hospital, he called me a couple of days later and said, I don't think your husband's going to make it. So you need to get the family together and have them all come up, if y'all want to see him, because they're going to put me on the what they call heavy oxygen.
Wow.
When they put you on that, that's leads up to the master. And, and she said, they said you weren't gonna make it. And but he called me a couple of days later before I decided to come, and he said, I think your husband might be all right, because he woke up the other day, and we asked the nurses asked him, was he hungry, and he said yes. So they fed him some string beans. So that's a testimony in itself. The string beans saved my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because after that, because I was in intensive care for two months and some days, and I had nurses around the clock 24 hours a day I had
Wow.
3 shifts. I had 3 different shifts of 4 nurses that would come in and check me. I'm hooked up to oxygen in the nose, another oxygen mask on my face. On
Wow.
top of that one, hooked up to 2 or 3 different machines and medications going into my body. Couldn't get out the bed. And they said, if you have to relieve yourself, just go ahead and relieve it and we'll clean you up.
Wow.
And I'm like, I can't get out. I couldn't get out of bed, anything. But God, like I tell people, God don't make no mistakes. We do.
Exactly.
The mistake that we make in our community is that we don't tell the blessing.
That part.
And that brings me to the second half of the show, because I want to talk about your music first, is when you said you're cancer free and
Yes.
and liver free. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
You stated that before you started talking about your music,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is why I had to bring you on the show, because you got a testimony on both ends.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
Most definitely. And I'm grateful. And you're right. Um, you know, you gotta tell your story. And sometimes you can't allow your internal thoughts to say, hey, these people are probably getting tired of me telling my story. Every time I turn around, I'm talking about this. But um I look at it as, I don't care who get tired. Close your ears.
Right.
Block me off of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, because I'm gonna talk about this until the day the Lord call me home.
Yeah.
Because I begged and pleaded with God, give me life, because you know um, I wanted to be able to survive, to see my boys. I have a 6 and 9 year old, and
Mhm.
just having the same thing. Um, Captain 85.
Uh-huh.
When you're told that you don't have a certain amount of time to live, that scares you.
Yeah.
And so, having a failed sense of hope with this liver cancer, beating me up so bad, going back and forth to chemo, then finishing chemo to be told, oh, we got to do radiation, going from radiation back to chemo, then finding out your kidney bad because of your liver. So they got to take one kidney and then they save the other one because your liver ain't getting no better. You got to
Mhm.
go on dialysis. So, doing dialysis from home made it even worse for me because because it's more work. You don't have a nurse, it's you.
Mhm.
So, that makes you more depressed, that makes you vulnerable. And I was home by myself. So that
Mhm.
gave the enemy time to really get me mentally distraught from my purpose, from my ability to win. But the thing that got me was I love to sing. And I
Right.
thank God for the gift of singing, because singing is what brought me back to life. Singing
Mhm.
is what kept my drive. And people ask me all the time, wow, you're such an inspiration. Wow, you're such a ball of energy. But you gotta understand, it was a time when I didn't have no energy and I wanted to give up. I was suicidal, you know. Uh, I seen a time, Captain 85,
Mhm.
listen, and I tell this in churches. Pick up a handful of Tylenol PMs and take them all, because I just wanted to be over with it, because it was so stressful,
Yeah.
fighting the disease. And so for every cancer individual that's fighting, when I run into someone like that, I treasure them, because I know the feeling of what it's like to emotionally go through death, or emotionally go through, I can't do this no more because I hurt. My body
Mhm.
hurt. I don't have the strength. And you get the support of people, you get support of your family, but sometimes it's not enough for you mentally, because they'll say, keep strong, stay strong, I'm praying for you, and you appreciate it. But that
Mhm.
in mental state, you're not there where you can receive it, you
Yeah.
know? And so music helped me to pull myself out of dilemmas. And that is why on social media, I always post videos of me singing. And I think the last recent one that I did, I had on a red dress. I was singing Patti LaBelle, If Only
Mhm.
Knew. That's my signature song by Patty. If only you knew. I know she's singing from a love point of view, but when I sing it from a point of view of if only you knew the pain. If only you knew the struggle. If only you knew that I really had to love God that much so that he could do what he needed to do for me. That is how I sing. And when I sing, I want people to feel every pain of the note. I want people to feel the love of the note. I want them to feel every emotion that I'm going through at that moment.
Mm.
And so that's the art of
Yeah.
what I do. And so, being cancer free has allowed me the opportunity to share my story, not just locally, but nationally with the American Liver Foundation.
Mm.
They are welcoming me to launch that Music Heal 757, where I can, be on platforms to advocate, to address treatment, clinical awareness to all, and just also in our minority, because liver cancer is rising just for us.
Mm.
Is rising for us. And so being able to share that story, educate people, and being that I am the lead for the state of Virginia, I'm just blessed that God allowed me to go through the trial, but be a winner in the end. And so from this point on, I'll
Mm.
forever share my story
Yeah.
and ever empower somebody else.
That's the key to the story. And most of the songs that are made, they're from they are stories in lyrics,
Yes.
because this is what we go through. Not what society is turned into a $1 billion, $1 trillion industry is. We got to talk negative,
Yeah.
because if you read the scripture, I don't quote Bibles like that. I just remember what I read. I don't study the Bible, because then that's not to me. It doesn't allow the Spirit to speak through me. It means that I'm imitating what is written.
Right.
But if my spirit says, if in the when they talk about the 300 men's, when they made a movie, using the Caucasians and stuff. But the 300 men, I think they was the one that God had to walk around
Hmm.
the temple or whatever,
Hmm.
and they didn't have no weapons.
Right.
They just walked around, and the walls came Jericho, and the walls
Right.
came tumbling down.
That's right.
You know, and they defeated over 10,000 soldiers.
Yeah,
We have the power to do that,
we
but what
do.
we do is they got us fighting each other, so we won't concentrate
That's right.
on the spiritual part that's in us.
That's right.
In my philosophy, like I said, I don't try to preach, but I try to make people understand how I see my life.
Hmm.
If God said I made man out of the clay of the earth,
That's right.
okay, don't nothing grow in nothing but black soil.
Hmm.
Ain't no other soil that you could put some plants in and it's gonna grow.
That's right.
So if he did that, he said I made man in my image.
Hmm.
Okay, but on the sixth day, before he rested, he breathed into man's nostrils and made him a living creature.
Exactly. Yeah.
Satan ain't after your body.
Mm-mm.
He's after what the God is in you,
Exactly.
because that's the spirit. That's
Yes.
the soul. And what we do is we overlook the fact that without our breath, without our spirit, we are not a human.
True.
And when we die, it doesn't go in the ground. What
Mm-mm.
why people don't understand. If they don't understand it, why don't they go to the undertaker and ask him why he don't bury you
Yeah.
at a certain time or embalm you at a certain time? Because your spirit has to leave the body before he can embalm you. That's scientific facts. That ain't nothing I made up. All you gotta do
Hmm.
is ask the undertaker, they'll tell you. I don't been to enough funerals and people in my family to know. And as an Indian, we were told if even when they put you in the ground, if they don't, I think you got to face the sun, the east. If they, back in the day, my mother would tell us that if they buried a person, if they buried a person wrong, it will rain and storm until the undertaker go and put him in the ground right.
Oh, wow.
Because he has, I think you have to face the sun or the setting or the rising of the sun. And
Wow.
it's a lot of things that we don't talk about. See, we used to talk about this when my mom had eight. My mom had 7 sisters.
Wow.
And they would talk about, and one brother, and they would talk about all these things because, like I said, we part Indian, and they would tell different things. And what we got away from talking. We don't talk no more. We argue. That's
Yeah.
what a family reunion is.
Yeah.
You talk to change information, to keep it alive, to pass it down to the next generation.
Yes.
Only thing this generation is passing down is violence.
And you're right.
So how can you, like I keep telling people, the problem when I talk to different people and all the professional people, and and it takes you 30 to 40 years to find out that gun violence is a mental health issue. And I've been talking about this since 1979, but it took you to 2023 to say gun violence is a mental health issue. And when I was doing gospel radio in 1989 at WZAM 1110, and I would invite people, churches and stuff, they said we already doing something like that. I said I'll come to your neighborhood. And I broadcast live because I cleared it with the owner of the radio station that we want to reach the young people.
Yeah.
And the same thing today. Reaching the young people is not being their friends, because you still got to be an adult. But you got to let them know I'm here to guide you on your journey.
Yeah.
I can't make you do anything.
That's right.
I can explain to you because I love you. The word love is not in their phrase when they're talking to kids.
That's right.
And kids will know if you love them, because you know why? They'll come back and ask.
They will.
They will tell you without even asking. They'll come and tell you. I learned that when I used to do teen dances. They would come and tell Mr. Vaughn, don't turn around. But that girl over there standing by the wall, she got a razor blade in her mouth.
Wow.
She's mad with this girl in here. She's going to cut her. I said, what? She got a razor blade. I said, in her mouth? Yeah, but it's in aluminum foil. I said, okay. Don't let her know because she going to get mad with me. So I said, y'all walk away. And I wait a few minutes, but I keep my eye on the person. So when I went over to approach her with my security, I said, can I speak to you in the hallway? And she said, well, what's wrong? I said, can I ask you to open your mouth, please? Why? I said, because I need to know if you have any weapons in there. No, I ain't got to open my mouth. I said, well, you got one or two choices. See, once you come up here, you're under my authority, because that's what your mother, the slips we get for your mother to say you're okay to be in here. Now, you either do that or I'm going to have to call the police and detain you till they get here, and then they'll do it. And she opened her mouth and said, what's in it? And she takes out the razor blade in aluminum foil. But I said, because you did cooperate, I'm gonna bar you for a month from coming here. Because you could have hurt somebody. You could have, scarred somebody for life because this is what they do go in school. That's why they had gun violence, all this stuff in school, because you're not talking to the students, you're talking at them.
Yeah.
So when you talk at them, they thinking that, oh, you telling me what to do. I got a mom at home. I got a dad at home. Or I ain't listening to you. Then they want to fight the teacher. But if you approach them in the right manner and talk to them and let them know that you care, you'll see a whole change. The whole demeanor will change. They just looking for attention.
Yeah.
So that's why with your music, people should buy this for their kids.
Yes.
Why? Because it gives them a way of saying, I'm not telling you, I'm just
Yes.
want to introduce you to a new artist and a new type of music. Because music has a way of resonating. And most people don't know why I'm so popular in the nightclub, as an entertainer in the nightclub. Because the simple reason I was in church all my life. So all I'm doing is really speaking to you from what I know and talking to you as how I know.
Yes.
I don't have to say negative things over a mic because that's negative. You're inciting a riot, with all the things that you say that'll cause other people to get hurt or harm. But you're supposed to be here to meet people, have fun, and that's why, like I tell people, why I was so successful in running and managing and DJing for 7 nights a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't play the little crowds. I'm playing the 700 and 800 and over 7 nights a week. So when people don't understand is everybody's looking for a connection to something positive. And if you can't give them something positive, then it will become negative.
It will.
And and my thing is, and people used to ask me because like I said, I used to do gospel. And when I'm not in the club, I'm at the gospel station in the morning, and people would call in and talk and like, let me ask you something. Didn't you say you work in a nightclub? I said, yes. And you doing gospel? Yeah. Oh, I forgot what they call it. You're a hypocrite or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you don't supposed to be. If why you on the gospel station? If you in the club doing it, I said, let me explain to you what I do. See, you're calling in to a gospel station. I ain't inviting you to no club. Did I say anything about you coming to a club?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in the club, I'm telling people I'm on the gospel station. Then they're tuning in.
Yeah.
To listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, as they said, you can lead a horse to water.
That's
but
right.
You can't make them drink.
Exactly.
I'm not inviting you to the club. When I'm out in the street and when I'm talking to people, I'm talking in a manner that if I get people together and they understand that you don't need to be angry, you don't need to be upset, you're supposed to have a good time. Didn't Jesus went to the wedding? Then he turned the water into wine?
He sure did.
So the people could be married?
That's right.
I'm showing you how to be married without being violent.
That part. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not here to criticize what type of lifestyle, but what I don't do is, like I tell people, before I buy offer a lady a drink, I'd rather buy her some food.
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy you food. I ain't nothing because alcohol is going to persuade you to do too much. It's going to persuade you to do things that you normally wouldn't do.
Exactly.
And all these things is a connection because it's about caring about your whole person,
Mm-hmm.
and even when I train staff and stuff, alcohol is called a spirit. Why is it called a spirit? Well, first thing people got to understand is when you go to the alcohol store, you're not buying alcohol. You're buying a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Why? Because it alters your spirit when you take it. As long as it's in the bottle, it's alcohol. But once you consume it, it becomes a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And it affects the way you think and the way you see things.
Exactly.
I don't drink. I've been in a club. People are like, you don't drink? You run a club? Yeah, I'm the manager. I order alcohol. But I know I'm sitting here and I'm watching my bartenders. I train them. You're supposed to give 1.5 ounce of liquor, and the other is soft or juice or something that makes it a 2-ounce drink. Then I got to educate them for my personal responsibility because I do a lot of study and research. The ABC laws are set up for you to consume a number of glasses of wine or alcohol. Why? Because if not, most people don't even understand. You got liver problems or kidney problems because you consume alcohol.
Yeah.
And why? Because it's made out of sugar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's sugar. So if you don't know how to limit the number of drinks you carry, and then you're not eating, because like I said, I'm from the old school. My dad and them, they used to drink. Okay. But when they, on no clubs back in the, when I was a child, they had private clubs and stuff. But, they invite friends over, but they always had pickles, pig feet. And people just say, well, they was eating the pickled pig feet because they were hungry. No, the pickled pig feet had vinegar in it.
Yeah, cut that sugar.
Right. And the pig feet is fat. The pickled pig feet is mostly fat. It's not cooked. And you're absorbing the alcohol. That's why you're supposed to eat before you drink.
Yeah.
Fried food, like people eat fried chicken because it got grease in it. The grease lines your stomach.
That's true.
So when you don't know how to prepare, maybe to socialize or overindulge, but they got too many different things they pushing at you there. They got marijuana this, they got wine here, they got alcohol over here, and some of your foods got alcohol content in it. So when you don't understand this, you have to be very careful. But if you listen to the right music, you'll be happy anyway.
That part.
You'll be energized to think positive and do positive things. And that's why I try to bring to the forefront when I'm talking to people and trying to persuade people to let them know that you have to look at the overall picture of what we do and what we talk to our young people about. Because once you do that, then let them they'll come and ask you questions.
It's true. You
got to open up the door so they can ask questions. So with your October liver and cancer awareness, is that a speaking engagement or there's some place they can get more information?
Yes, I'm going to be very brief with this, but yes, I do. I am actually speaking on this Saturday. Going to be at Transformation Church in Virginia Beach. And that will be from 1 to 3. I'll be speaking there, educating them on liver cancer and awareness of how you can possibly get liver cancer, how to prevent it, how to be screened now for free, what to ask your doctors in order to be tested. Also, the end of this month, the 26th, I also will be speaking for a cancer awareness expo in Hampton for Greater Ministries Church. They're having a expo in Hampton, and so I will be providing advocacy and education as well.
Okay, want to send a shout out to that's my nephew up in the Bronx. He's listening in, and he said yes, that was my grandmother. I got to figure out what he's talking about. Maybe her last name, maybe her name was something like yours, I think. I know what he's talking about. When I spoke about my mother, he was saying that was his grandmother. My mother, that's my her grandson. But it was a pleasure having you on, and I hope to get you come back on.
Yes.
Talk about your music. And before you sign off, we got a few minutes. Tell me about your song again, where they can get it at.
Yes. So the single is entitled He Touched Me. And you can go on today and download it on Apple. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Amazon. You can get it from any social music platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify. It is nationwide right now. I will be actually bringing out the remainder of that project from that live recording. It will be coming out soon. So I thank you guys. If you guys would just download, give me feedback, likes, love, shares. You can follow me on Facebook, Albertina Dancy. You can follow me on Instagram, Classy Zeta 12. You can follow me on TikTok. That is The Real Albertina Dancy on TikTok. And if you need me for any engagements, that is singing, that is advocacy, or now preaching, you can contact my booking manager, Keena Fairbanks. You can contact her if you would like that. And her number is 757 701 6005, and she'll be glad to accommodate you within your needs. And I really appreciate you, Captain85, for allowing me to be on the show. And thank you so much for doing what you do and have always done. Thank you.
Thank you so much for, coming on the show as a guest, and hope you return again. And I do have a lot of gospel people locally that I play that they do put on gospel shows and performances, and they do be looking for people to bring on their platform as well. And hopefully they'll reach out to you. And I'll, like I said, I got Juanita Wynn. She's a Grammy Award winning. She's been doing some things. Stanley Ray Jr. He's a local national gospel singer.
Yes.
So it's a lot of people up here that I get to play, and also whatchamacallit, have you reached out to Hope Shear?
That's all. You just named my sisters and brothers, Juanita Wynn, Hope, and Stanley. Those are my sisters and my brothers. We connect in some, and we're in this singing arena together, and we're looking to expand it. For everybody else in the area, and I love them because they have the same mindset that I have when it comes to we are one in this kingdom. We're not separate. We're one, and we're trying to bring more artists to be one together.
Right. Well, that's the thing that's like I mentioned to you with my platform. Once I think I already loaded it up into my no, I haven't. No, I have loaded up into my radio station. The link is you can WVDM in the App Store, Android, and the Google Play. They can download that, and they also can purchase your music from the app. Whenever they hear it play, if it's playing and they want to download it right then, they just click on the arrow. But it's a if you download the app to your phone, you was and just press it to play, you will see a cart like a basket when you go in the grocery store.
Right.
That you click on that when the song is playing, that'll take you to iTunes or iMusic, and you can download it from your from your account.
Okay.
Because like I keep telling people, everything I do is done according to the rules and regulations, because I can't play the music unless it's licensed.
Yeah.
By being licensed, I already purchased one with this song. And I have also got one of your old songs that came up when I downloaded it, albums. But what happens is your money goes into your account. I don't get any money from that.
Yeah.
What I do is, because I play because I'm licensed a recording, I am a internet radio license LLC. I'm a business. So I have to make sure I got all the I's and T's. So nobody won't say you playing illegal music. I don't play illegal music illegally. I am licensed by Live 365. So everything goes through their platform. Then it branches out to all the way they have it set up is so that if a song is played on their platform, they can download it and buy it right then, and they can have it on their electronic devices. Any electronic devices, it'll be there, and they can it'll go to everywhere they want it to go. And that's the luxury of me doing this. And so I try to do things that's going to enhance the people that are music that I'm playing, and making sure that it's done properly, because it's you're the one that did the work. I'm just doing the work on my end because I'm building a internet radio base is in 3 countries.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you, supporting me financially regarding this and not doing it the easy way, which is just go on to YouTube and listen. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying there. Now, if you can't support somebody, then why, all the hooping and hollering, we can hoop and holler, but I know what it takes to build stuff.
yeah,
It ain't overnight. But if
yes,
everybody don't they know that right now, if 1 million black people spend $1 with every artist, they'll be a millionaire.
yeah,
That artist would be a millionaire. But
yeah,
we too busy going out here. I ain't got no problem where you spend your money, but you're not helping the foundation from which you came. You in the 757, and you talking about everybody in all these other states,
yeah,
and the people around here doing their best, and got some got better music, but
true,
I ain't gonna get into that.
true,
I don't have no problem saying what I say because I pay. I'm licensed to pay everything. Everything I'm doing is licensed. I pay
yeah,
fees. It ain't free, and it ain't cheap. But as I continue to do what my spirit leads me to do, as the Bible said, where He leads me, I will follow. And man didn't give it, and man can't stop me. So thank you again for coming on the show.
thank you
And
for having me.
5 o'clock, tune in at, I'm gonna say at 10 minutes after 5. That's when I do my break and introduce, and your song will be played.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
All right then. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Well, it's been fun, but I got to run. I got to go. I'm into my show. And I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in and listening to WVDM. Until the next time we meet, to the next time we greet, we'll be at 3 o'clock on the best of the 757 frequency distribution on WVDM. You'll see the logo. Don't forget to download it from the App Store. Go to the App Store and download that right there. We out until